Well, Peter, good morning and welcome to the program. Very fresh mornings, but beautiful days. Is this suiting the paddocks of the country?
Certainly giving good feed utilisation, which is pretty important, I suppose, given that we've had a sort of a dryish summer, or on again, off again rain. So it's helping the farmers get good utilisation. But yeah, it's quite a change, isn't it? It's I think it's only 6 degrees here in Hamilton today at sort of 10 o'clock in the morning, which is quite different to what it was 2 weeks ago. It was probably 15 degrees, so yeah, quite different, that's for sure.
Is it a bit of a potential worry, though, that there's not enough water at this time of year, that we should be sort of getting some to get us through to into summer?
Yeah, I think, Mark, across the country, a lot of people are saying we've had enough rain in the last few weeks just to keep the grass growing and to keep things moving, but the soil moisture content is actually very low. So if you're looking forward to the spring, I think farmers would be wanting to see a lot more rain over the latter part of the winter, winter and through the spring to set us up for the summer, because this time of the year, obviously not a lot of evaporation, but that can change pretty quickly when we get to October. Well,
let's look back now. A couple of weeks ago, it's probably a blur when you think back, but Mystery Creek, the Fieldays, a big time for you, of course. What do you take out of it?
Yeah, we had a great Fieldays, obviously, from a livestock point of view. Launching of BIDR, that was exceeded all our expectations. The interest in it was very high, both from clients, farmers, and probably just general observers as well. People coming past and just looking at it and saying what a great tool or a great channel to market going forward. Other agencies very interested in it, and I think Tanya and the team did a great job at the Fieldays, obviously, of talking to customers, talking to clients, talking to potential users. But a lot of interest post that. As it's a slow time of the year for livestock sales, but a lot of the discussion is around how can we use it coming into the spring. So yeah, as I say, exceeded all expectations. We pretty excited about the future, that's for sure, Mark.
So BIDR, of course, is BIDR. If you haven't heard, you've been under a rock somewhere, but it is a great system. And what is the advantage, I guess, for the farmer who's wanting to either sell or buy some stock?
Well, I think one of the advantages for a seller is that he has complete control. The stock stay on the farm. He still has the agents involved, which is a critical part of the design of BIDR, as he still has his local agent, comes and does the assessment, lists it on BIDR. BIDR is a real-time auction, so the auctions are run normally in the evenings, 7 to 9 o'clock in the evening. Farmers can log on, watch their stock sold, but and also from their potential for a seller's point of view, it gives them a much wider pool. So buyers don't necessarily have to travel to the sale yards or to their farm. They can sit at home and bid on stock, or sit at home and assess what they want to buy. From a buyer's point of view, probably one of the big advantages, and we got this coming through from some of the people that came through our site at the Fieldays, was some of them spend 2 or 3 days a week on the road travelling to buy stock. This gives them an option where they can do less travelling. They certainly, I think, will still buy stock through sale yards and buy stock in the paddock, but this gives them another option to maybe 1 day a week spend some time sitting at home and buying online. So advantages for both. Obviously some animal welfare advantages as well. Stock only been transported once. There's lots of advantages to this, and it's very new, so people will be watching with caution and use it with caution. We fully understand that, but we see it as a great tool for the future.
Now, just while we're on the subject of what's happening on farm at the moment, it's a pretty quiet period, isn't it? But are the sales still going well?
Yeah, I mean, the market's still strong. I mean, the sheep market still continues to amaze me how strong that remains. But I suppose you look at the overseas markets, and the overseas markets are strong, and the overseas markets are really strong for beef, lamb, and we're talking $7 payout for dairy next year. So across the commodities, it's all looking pretty good. And if you look at outside of that, you look at deer and velvet and some of the lesser parts of our business, or smaller parts of our business, those are very strong as well. So there's a global demand for food, global demand for protein. That's really showing through in the international pricing, but certainly some of our local pricing is probably not quite at that level, and part of that's really been the climate, Mark. Less stock being traded, particularly fat cattle, the last few months, just because of the lack of feed. But that will change as we move through the next couple of months.